hello beauties, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be discussing a new holiday kit, and it's this blush wheel from Tarte, and it's their holiday 2016 collection. That's how the packaging looks like from outside, and at the back you can see the ingredients and everything. So we'll open this box and see how it is. So it comes packaged like this so that it can't be scratched or anything during the transit, and it's so pretty. Like, I love the outer packaging, and it's in circular disc this time. Last year's blush palette was like this, and the price point of both are same. It's like $44, and it's also $44 from last year 2015 holiday. And if you guys want to see my holiday sets which I bought in like 2015 holiday season, I'll link that video in the description box so that you can see the swatches and everything. So for 2016, this is the blush palette which Tarte launched, and I was super excited about this palette because I was crazy in love with this palette. This palette comes with 5 blushes and 4 are matte, 1 is shimmer. Swatches everything in the video which I'll link down. And this year's palette is this, and this is what we are talking about. So we open it up, and that's how it looks like. And it has this plastic film which is separating both the palettes from each other, and this is quite important in between because you don't want your shades to mix with each other and pollute each other. So that's how this wheel looks like. So it's divided into 2 parts, and the upper part you are getting bright pinks and corals. So that's how it looks like, and at the bottom your neutral and mauve tone blushes. So this palette in all has 10 shades, and out of those 10 shades 4 are shimmers. So I'll show you this shade right here, this shade right here, this and this one. These are like these 4 shades, these are shimmer, and rest all are matte. And out of these 4 shimmer, 2 shades are like highlighter type shades, so you can use them as highlighter. Although I haven't used them as highlighter, so I cannot tell you how they are. So the pan size in this palette is like 2.4 grams, which is exactly half of what we got last year. So last year pan sizes were bigger, but you can see I used it for whole 1 year and not a single dent, so I don't regret getting a smaller pan size in this thing. And I love how I'm getting so many shades to try out, so I like that more, like getting more shade instead of getting more product for single shade. So now I'll be moving on to the swatches of these blushes. And so here's the swatch for Culture, and I feel it's little flaky. I don't like it that much. It's a blush, coral blush with golden specks. Now next I'm gonna swatch this shade Idol, and it'll work as a highlight. It's swatched nicely, but I don't think it's like very crazy highlight. It'll be very subtle highlight, so that's how it looks like. I'll be swatching Matte right here. It's a nice matte blush, and yes, it's creamy and I love it. I love the consistency of this blush. So there is Matte. Now I'll be swatching this shade Deco. It's very nice corally pink color. So right there is Deco. Now I'll be swatching out this Surreal, and the Surreal is a lot similar to Doll Face in the previous year's palette. So it's bright pink. I'll be swatching it out. So at the bottom you can see Surreal. It's very nice, bright pink kind of a blush. Here are the swatches for all the blushes in this side of the palette, and I really love the color selection, and the highlight shade is not crazy highlighted thing, but it's little subtle, and I really love the coral pinks and pinky corals. So there is a lot of option in this palette. Unlike last year's palette, there was a lot of blush in single pan, but you were only getting 5 shades. So this time they have doubled the number of shades, but they have half the quantity. So I don't regret it. I mean, I was not able to use the previous palette. I was not able to make even a dent in single pan. So I think getting more shades is a good option over getting more quantity in single pan. So that's what this swatches look like. Now I'll be swatching this side of the palette, and this side consists of more neutral plummy shades. So I'll move on with the swatches. The first shade I'm gonna swatch is Ironic on the top. So here is a swatch for Ironic, and I really love how neutral and pigmented this blush is. Like this palette is usable for wide variety of skin tones, so even a fair skin tone girl can use it, or a dark skin tone girl can use it as well. So the next shade I'll be swatching is Montage right here. So here is the Montage swatched right next to the Ironic. Now I'll be swatching Icon next. So here is a swatch for Icon. Now I'll be swatching this highlight shade called Crafty. This highlight is a little flaky, so it's not my favorite. Other one was nice and creamy. This one is quite flaky and it has sparkles too, so that's how it looks like. And the last shade I'm gonna swatch is Concept right here. So here you have Concept swatched at the bottom. It has shimmer, but not a lot of shimmer translates when you swatch. So that's how all the swatches look like for the bottom pan. And as I was swatching, I noticed that these top 3 shades, that is these shades from the palette Ironic, Montage and Icon, they look a lot similar, like a lot. Look at the swatches at the top 3. They look a lot similar. Just few variations, but when you are applying it onto your cheeks, they look all the same. So that's one thing I noticed. And the other thing I noticed is these shades look similar to the palette, previous year's palette, and the shade is Fetching. So I'll swatch Fetching alongside all these shades so that you can see. So here are the 3 shades from 2016's palette swatched here, and here I swatched Fetching from previous year's palette, and I feel these shades are really similar, if not the same. So out of 10 shades, 3 are similar, and then you are left with 7 shades, out of which 2 are highlighters, which are not that great. You are left with like 5 shades, and ultimately you're not getting that great of shade selection, because already we see 3 shades are kind of similar and they match to a shade from a previous year's palette. So if you already have previous year's palette, you have 3 or 4 more different shades, and even in this palette you're not getting 3 or 4 different shades. So I feel like if you want to try out Tarte blushes, this set is a great way to go. And if you were not able to pick up last year's palettes, totally go with this palette and you will love it. But if you have last year's palette, or probably last year's palette as well, don't go for this one, you won't love it. And I mean, if you see overall shade range, you're not getting that many shades. So that said, I'll leave the decision to you if you want to get it or not, but I'll tell you that blushes, the matte blushes, are as creamy and pigmented as they were in last year's palette. So quality is not compromised. On quantity, they have reduced the pan size to half and gave you more colors, but eventually it feels like they have incorporated a lot of similar shades. That was all for this video, guys, and do let me know if you already own this palette. Do let me know what you feel about it, especially the fact that what I feel about these 3 shades, that they are similar. If you agree on that, do comment down, and I really appreciate your support. Please click on that subscribe button and click like on this video, and I'll be really motivated. I'm putting in so much hard work, and I'll be like happy if you guys like it. So I'll catch you in my next video, and I'll be doing couple more holiday sets. And if there are few sets which you would like me to review for you, do put them in the comments, and I will try to get my hands on them and review those for you. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and hit subscribe button. I'll catch you in my next video. Till then, bye bye.